Well, we're here at the end of Maryland's World, where we've had a huge launch of the Cashmere on Ice project. And a lot of people don't know what Cashmere on Ice is about. So we decided to promote in Maryland's sheep and wool by building a glacier. And even though I've been working with fibers for 20 years, for the last 3 weeks, I have been building a mountain range with what is now a melted glacier. And the big question is, why do I have a glacier of Maryland sheep and wool? Well, it actually started a few months ago with the United Nations declaring this year the Year of Glaciers Preservation, which means how are glaciers affecting the people in the fiber community? I think we all look at melting glaciers as is Miami going to be underwater? We look at it from a much deeper angle. In the high altitude regions, which is where most of our glaciers are, as they are melting, two things are happening. One, the glaciers are retreating, which means the herders, and actually, these herders are from Kyrgyzstan, just by chance. So that their herders are having to take their animals up higher to reach the glacier. That's number one. Number two is, as these glacier lakes, as the glaciers melt with my snow, note the authentic snow, as the snow melts into this lake, eventually, because of climate change, the sides of the lake begin to break down. And this in turn, imagine, but not here in Maryland, imagine this flooding. And these floods destroy villages. There was a glacier lake outburst in Seacom in 2021. It went on for 326 miles. So an incredible amount of devastation. It's not happening here in the U.S. to this degree. And I think that's one of the things. When it's not happening in your own backyard, we just don't have that awareness. So here we are. This event takes place. It's a global initiative. And it came to my attention because of this extraordinary man, Sonamancha, who actually carved out a piece of a glacier in the Himalayas, went up there, hammered it out, brought it to the UN in New York. And when he brought it to the UN, he actually insulated it with this cashmere. What better way to show the relationship between climate change and its impact on glaciers? Because what's happening is their herders are now seeing up to a 50% mortality in their birthing rate. The older animals are struggling. The younger animals that are pregnant are assist. So when he thought, well, why take 3 kgs of cashmere back to the Himalayas? He called me on a Saturday afternoon. He said, hey, I got 3 kgs of cashmere. What can you do with it? And I said, let's have a contest. So this whole Cashmere on Ice contest has been designed to get the fiber community engaged. And it's not just the cashmere herders. This is affecting llama, alpaca herders, the camelids that live in the Andes. They're having the exact same challenges. And so this contest comes to get everyone thinking about how climate change is affecting the very people who we're so connected with. And in the hope that as always, not only create awareness, but inspire people to make changes within their own routines. So we're really excited to have been able to bring a glacier down to Maryland sheep and wool at 85-degree weather, where it melted as protective, as if on cue. It also sell some of this very special cashmere that went to the UN. Now, I don't have the glacier that went to the UN. That wound up going and put in East Village. But for people who are fiber herders and just anybody who's in the fiber community who's interested in the bigger story of where all their yarn comes from, I think this is a great way to get people involved.